lights out back there. You guys are hanging out in the dark alley. Hi, welcome to 1 Million Cups. How are you? My name is Sean Kennedy. I am organizer here for 1 Million Cups. How many of you guys have never been to 1 Million Cups before? One new guest. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Two. Ah, welcome. Thank you for coming. We appreciate that. So for you two, everybody else already knows this, it's old hat, but for you two, this is a weekly startup event where two entrepreneurs from the community come up here and tell you what they're building right here in Tampa Bay. They have 6 minutes, they're up here to present. Then there's 20 minutes of Q&A specifically from you two. Ask for them suggestions, seek clarification, but most importantly, think through your connections, your mental Rolodex, and who you can hook them up with to help them build their companies here in Tampa Bay. We could not do this event if it were not for Cow Coffee. I would be mumbling like a slug up here. I am super tired, so this is great. We could also not do it without our team of organizers, Marianne, Danielle, Chris and JJ are not here. We also have Carly, who is responsible for the weekly emails that come out for putting things together here. If you're not getting those weekly emails, sign-in sheet is right there at the back. But without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and kick it over to Jay to tell us a little bit about Middle. Jay.
Yeah, so. This is Middle. Middle is an app that's currently in development right now that helps you, lets two or more people meet halfway. It uses the Google API, where we're also looking at some other APIs to use to triangulate and locate you and find a middle position that you guys can meet at. It's good for business, good for friends to meet with. Personally, we thought of it because we're disconnected now more than ever. It seems like we do more. We have microwaves, we have cell phones, smartphones, all kinds of stuff to make our lives easier, but we don't really have a lot of time to spend with our real relationships. And we figured that this app would do just that. How do you, oh, there we go. Helps you, big thing over here is it helps you discover new places. You're only going to use this app when you're not used to a place that you want to meet someone in. I just moved here, there's a lot of foreign places I just don't know. And everywhere it seems to be 20 minutes to get to over here. So I need places to meet people all the time. You can discover a lot of new places that you might not have ever heard before or thought of. The Libra API is what Middle uses to calculate it. This is the API, the backbone that we're creating. It's going to be open for retailers or other businesses to use to put on their websites so that they can form meetups at their location. It's about the 6-month cycle. We're 6 months into working on the API, and we're currently working with other. Google is really expensive. up until about 150,000 users, it's cheap. But after that, it really starts getting expensive. $7 a call, believe it or not, it would take to do this. So that's a lot of money from advertisers. This is our business model campus. Talks about our partnerships, the activities that we're getting into and stuff. I didn't really think that this was that profitable. I've kind of been the creative side to this business, but I went into the business canvas model and actually found out how profitable this app could actually be if it was done right. The market's wide open and stuff like that. We talked to Uber to provide their affiliate link. So when you have to actually get to the middle, if you don't have a card, you can always take an Uber there. We'll get some of those affiliate dollars. Lyft, the same thing. Live Nation, which is a concert, Ticketmaster. They run Ticketmaster and things like that. They have an API that we can use. OpenTable is giving 2% of all the tables that are booked. Eventbrite, Meetup.com, and the Biz Partners Ad Network, which is just it's an ad network like AppOn, providing those links over there on the website in line with the locations of the places. Even movie theaters and things like that. We did a survey. The majority of people, we have 2 surveys out, but the majority of people are going to go to restaurants and events and concerts. This was really surprising, but it turned the project into something really fun once we started. You get the idea of, hey, you want to meet Tom, where do you want to meet him? And then you plug it up and you find out there's a concert. There's a Miley Cyrus concert. And this also has likes and dislikes, so it's not going to recommend a Miley Cyrus concert. So the frequency of meetups, 71% of people will meet 3 to 5 times a week. Majority of people get their recommendation from apps and reviews. We also did a location. Our location security, you're not giving away your location. This is we're not giving away your location. 2 minutes to a middle. It's not your actual location. This is compared to Facebook's location stuff. That's that. That's middle. You can go on our website, letsmiddle.com, to find out anything more. And if you have any questions,
Great idea. Where exactly are you in this process? Like, can we go download the app right now, or?
proof of concept
Okay.
we're working on.
Okay.
I have a loose, we're using the Google API. I don't want to use 100% Google. There's several companies that are providing open source maps. I think a lot of other companies like Foursquare have all been through the challenge too, of going with Google and then finding out the cost and how much it's actually need to work with them. But I also applied for some grants over at Google, 300,000. So I just had to live it happen. 300,000 for 2 years. So.
Where are you going to be pulling in all your POI data? Like, how are you
Google Places.
Google Places.
Yeah.
Okay. So based off of reviews, what about matching up any other data to determine like great spots?
I mean, OpenTable as well. OpenTable will be feeding in there, and those recommendations will be pushed to the top. There's a whole monetization layer of this app, of even pay-per visit versus pay-per-click. If you have a business or restaurant, do you want to pay for a click or do you want to pay for a visit? I want to pay for a visit. So we have the ability to geocache where people are going to as soon as the person actually makes it, or that group makes it into the venue. That's when you're charged. So OpenTable and Google Places is primarily where we're going to be getting the data, but there's Live Nation that's going to provide the data. So many different places. slide that I showed you of all the different partners that we're working with, will provide us the stuff.
Will they be able to pay to be more likely search results?
Yes. Yeah, that's part of the, just the bidding system, just like Google, but it's going to be a combo of pay-per-click plus pay-per-visit. Even been looking at low-level Bluetooth. We know that the people that walk into your venue are going to have the app installed. So using low-level Bluetooth, we're actually going to be able to trigger different things to happen on it. We want this to be fun and engaging. And once you find out a place to go, kind of just click it and then Google does the rest. We need to make sure that they come back to the app. So the second that you walk back into the location, we can have your Bluetooth low-level trigger an action on the app to, to do something, to request something, request a review, tell them about a special.
You said that you weren't sure that this was going to be profitable at the beginning, but you got to learn that there was some opportunities there. Can you explain your revenue model? How do you plan on actually making money, and how far do you need to go in number of users, for instance?
Yeah, that's, well, when I built the model, it's really scalable. But the first version is just going to be an ad at the bottom, in which I can track it per user. So per 5 users, I'm going to make $100 off of one of your views. So it's scalable from there. That is the starting point, because my primary goal in here, I did have a partner that was focused on that business end, but my primary goal was just building a good app. Really just want to build a good app that happens to make money and makes money. Great. The monetization features, and just through preparing this thing for presentations and showing it to people, I found out just how much money is in it, and it's definitely monetizable. It's just done through those paid listings, recommending, pushing up the recommendations to the top.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the sheer numbers. I mean, even if you look at movie sales, how many movie theaters there are in America, it's only like 5,000. 5,000 movie theaters, but that's a lot of opportunity to, for people to use this app.
I heard you mention a couple of them, but like inside of your app, how many profit centers do you have?
How many what?
How many profit centers do you have basically generating money?
2. That's going to be through the affiliates, things like Uber, through the affiliate linkage, Uber and OpenTable. They're all going to be paying affiliate earnings based off of their transactions with the customer. And then the second stream is going to be the ad network. We toyed with the idea of deals, but I think that's going to be later on. Group deals. You can offer a deal to people, but it's going to be a group of people, but it's further down the road. I want to stick to actually getting, the simple idea done.
You said you moved your audience on the same view.
11-year engagement. It's not going to go for 12. Definitely not. And she turned 35, and I don't know what happened. She wants babies, all kinds of stuff.
Where did you get this business model canvas, the interactive where you can build it out yourself?
Oh yeah, it's
That's great. It looks really great.
Yeah. There's websites for it. I found that this is a lot better than a business plan. I have this membership to Live Plan going on for like 1 year now. $29 a month, $24 a month. I just saw the bill on my credit card, and I don't know why I'm paying for it. Like, but this one was a lot easier to actually get up, and it actually monetizes all this stuff for you.
Yeah, where do
You put in the values.
do you go to a website? Because I have the actual
Strategizer.
Okay, all right. I didn't know they had, so maybe you. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
it's a pretty useful tool, and I can put this together no problem with a business plan.
And you filled all this in. That looks great.
Yeah. Thanks. It's get a lot of insight out of it.
So, brilliant idea.
Thanks.
Brilliant idea. I mean, I'm always looking for places to meet people
right? Business partners, friends, families, really. And the fact that it makes recommendations to you in new places, I think that discoverability of the app, that very reward system that's in there, I think that makes it inherently viral and sticky, right? But let's talk about what happens before that. Let's talk about customer acquisition strategy. What is your strategy to onboard people into one app?
There's a slide for that. No, I deleted a lot of slides. Table tents at restaurants, window stickers. We have these little NFC stickers. Have you seen those popping up? I have one on my car outside, but you can tap your phone on it. It takes you to like a website or something. It makes you download that. We're going to go straight to the retailers and the businesses that we think that these people are going to go to. We're going to form relationships with them. When I start raising capital, one of those things is actually going to be approaching businesses, local businesses, and asking them to prepay forecasts. We don't have, that's after we have a real monetization scheme going on. So it'll be at 50% off. And some of these businesses have $6,000, $10,000 applicants, so we could go down to $2-3 grand to help us out. The thing about it is that the app is viral, I think, by definition, because you can't use it by yourself. Sure. You're going to have to get somebody else to use it with. You know, you're going to see a list of names. You're going to see a list of names and the time to the middle, you know, all of your friends are, and you're going to click on it. If they don't have the app installed, they're going to get a notification to download.
So it's going to access your phone contacts, Facebook contacts?
Yeah. I think phone contacts. This one. I really want to focus on real relationships. This is real relationships. I mean, these people are ridiculous. I don't want to look through a list of thousands of people. And I don't want them seeing my face if I'm not a real contact. So we're really going to focus on who you can meet with. It's that wholesome data. It's really, really useful data.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and also why you kind of partner eventually in marketing, if I understood that right? And eventually, would you need somebody else to do that if you're focusing on the app itself? But how did you come to all this?
I'm in advertising. I do websites. I help small businesses with their ideas and things like that. And I'm really the creative side of things. I do have a business mindset, but I don't like staying in that realm. I like more of a creative side of things, putting ideas together and putting concepts together and getting them out. As far as this idea, I brought Daryl Shaw on board, and just didn't had to come over here. I had to come to St. Petersburg, and the idea kind of fizzled out last year. We don't want that to happen. It's a great idea. It's only a matter of time. I've seen other ideas. If you Googled it, the research that I did 2 years ago is very different than the research that's out there now. There's a company that's doing this, but not an app. They have a website, and it's just very basic. They're not on the same. They're not on the same line of thinking. I'm really calculating based off of time, not distance. So it's 5 minutes. 5 minutes for 2 people, walking or driving. So we're going to make sure that everybody spends the same time getting into that space.
And do you plan to get a team around you when you get to a certain stage?
Yeah. Right now I'm messing with freelancer.com. It's going on the 4th freelancer now. and just can't seem to get it right, but it's all about refinement and fine-tuning. So I'm working at it. I do want to build a team of people. I heard that St. Petersburg, I did do my research. It wasn't a bad one from Greensboro, North Carolina, because the people that I had met are much more, they're much more knowledgeable about development. Where I don't think it was the cream of the crop over in Greensboro. So.
You mentioned that you know of one other company that's doing this right now. Are there other competitors out there?
There are websites that do this as a utility that you have to put into locations. But if I wanted to meet you in about an hour from now, I have no idea where you're going to be at. And then it's just too much. What's your address? You have to type it in. Where am I? You have to type that in. It's not a real easy process. There are utilities out there that will do it, which made it very helpful in explaining what I needed done and then refining it, because I can see how all these companies did it, I can make it better. Like we decided to go with time versus distance. That's more important. I mean, like, you can drive faster, but you can't get more time, right? So if it takes you 30 minutes to get somewhere and I only have to travel 10 minutes, it's not very fair.
How married are you to the name? And what about situations where you're not necessarily meeting in the middle, but I'm going to drive to Tampa closer to my friend's house, or they're going to drive, but we still want to aggregate all the information that you're aggregating. Can it be used for those cases? And is calling it middle confusing? That, oh, we don't use this app when we meet precisely in the middle.
Yeah, I think it's cool in a sense that maybe you could be stuck in the middle, like the song, like stuck in the middle. I hear what you're getting at, but I didn't want to make another BringHub app. I just didn't want to call it either.
But are you limiting those opportunities when, in fact, I think in most
it's the
cases, I
concept
go
of,
closer to someone than, the middle.
Yeah, I think the nostalgia, the concept of the app is to meet in the middle. We're going to be recommending, when you look at your list of recommendations, I have screenshots online, but when you're looking at the recommendations, when you're looking at the list of locations inside the middle, it's going to tell you places that are closer to John, places that are closer to you, places directly in the middle, and even give you the actual midpoint.
Kind of what you were asking too. Does it allow, like, say I have to I'm going to meet someone in Orlando, but I have an appointment here. Can I set where that appointment is, or does it have to go by your phone's location at the moment?
It's going to be by your phone's location at the moment, because I don't want to be continually Googling data if you're not using the app. It's going to drain, not really, but I just don't want to be using resources if it doesn't need it. You can plan, we did plan a premium version that allows for scheduling, so you can schedule future middles and then put in the locations. That was going to be like a premium, like a way to fundraise, but we were going to let that up.
So at launch, there's no way you can put an address.
I mean, we're going to have the functionality to do it. It wouldn't hurt to have that ability. It's not going to be the idea that we're instantly thinking. You're going to have to click a few times to get to the page.
Back to Gene's point, let's say, I've got a lunch meeting and I'm going to stick another meeting in before that, or I'm going, I have a flight, and so, perhaps I'll pick someplace, 5-10 minutes outside the airport or whatever. That functionality can be really, really handy. So, quarter, 3/4, whatever. And the name is all well and good, but, that other enhancement, I think is very, very powerful.
To be able to control the location of where the meetup's going to be, and maybe put a radius around it, just 10 miles around this location.
Exactly, because if you're trying to have a 45-minute meeting and then I got to be with to another location within 10 minutes of that.
To both of your points, I mean, those stickers that were going to go on those windows that people are supposed to tap with their phones or scan with their phones. I mean, you can really go to a location and create a middle at that location. So if we went to Starbucks and I wanted to get together with a team, I can tap on the window or tap on a table tent card and turn that into a middle, and then you're come over there, co-workers, friends, whatever, and come over there and create a middle right there without using the general way that we run. So thanks.
But even just real world example, like I'll have to I'll fly to a different city, and I'll be saying at Marin here, and I know I have to set a meeting with someone. would it make sense to be able to say like, what's convenient for both of us in this future place that I'm in?
I think ideally, you know, like before you get on the plane, maybe like yeah, I could see this really working, being able to control where you want to be at. It's just that these apps that we know and love so much, they're just so simple at the beginning, and then they introduce features slowly. And it is a feature that we talked about, but I just don't want to overwhelm it, or because it's that viral. It's the middle concept that's going to make this idea viral. That idea of being halfway, the idea of things being fair and equal. That's the part that's going to get you to just tell a friend about it. Because it's not just another meetup app. I mean, you can go to Yelp. If you want to be in a new city, you can go to Yelp and pull up where you'd like to be at. But I think that it's the idea of things being halfway, 50%, and the idea of being able to calculate 2 or more people, not just 2 people, but calculate everybody. Where's halfway now?
Hi, I think a lot of the questions are kind of challenging your pre-established notion. What they're asking about is customization, which I can see a lot of value in. And what I'm hearing from you is, I don't want so much because it kind of gets me into a deep, dark hole of, you know, expand. So how difficult would it be pre-launch to introduce the ability to customize the locations? And
Yeah, I'm
really
just
want
saying, and I understand it, it's cool. The idea of customizing it and having a lot of features, a lot of bells and whistles, but when the iPad and the iPhone first came out, they didn't throw you out with everything that's happening. And, you know, the first time you touched it, if you did, you'd be like, oh, this is too much. So, I mean, you gotta, I feel like there's levels of improvement or even levels of service that we could charge for. So if you want that ability, we do have a pro version that we were thinking of, and that those features would probably be in.
Well, I think the feedback is that you can expand your market going with launch by offering customization, and that's kind of a downside if you don't do it, is what I'm hearing.
With the customization as far as choosing the location where you're going to be at? Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
I know Sean wants to end it. I'm going to say this. And I love all you guys. Ignore them. Okay? Ignore them. Because I'm telling you, you know what the business model is for this. It's very specific. It's very particular to finding a midpoint to meet up. Otherwise, you become a Yelp, you become Google Maps. Focus on this, roll it out, test your hypothesis in the market, and if you've got 50 million other people telling you, we want to customize it, then roll that feature out. I think you're doing a lean startup model, I think you're doing it right, stick with it. I love you guys, but stick with it.
So how can this community help you grow your business?
Developers in the area, I really need developers that are good with location APIs and things like that. It's a whole nother set of development. They have a good understanding for phones and what sensors there are in phones and things like that. That's really what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Jay. Let us know when we can middle. Welcome everybody again. I know Sean already welcomed you. I'm Danielle, and I get to do the middle. So what we have is, we always have our upcoming events here. If you've been here before, I know you're familiar. Coming up on the 29th is South St. Pete CRA Career Fair. What that is a career fair that's in South St. Pete. South St. Pete is a community reinvestment area, and so there's special focus that's brought to that area, and it has to do with employing people and, you know, bringing them into the jobs and engaging with them. Did I represent that fairly, Sean?
Sure.
Where is it?
P-Tech.
Where? P-Tech on 34th Street. Great. What time?
Noon to 6.
Great, and I'm sure all of these events are also with the Greenhouse on their Facebook page typically. You can usually find them there. I know we send something out at the end of the week on Friday, an email. If you're not already getting it, there's a sign-up sheet back there. But I know a couple of these events will be before that email comes out on Friday. So if you do have questions, ask Carly, ask Sean, ask myself. You know, we can help you out with that. June 30th, Little Light of Mine has a ribbon cutting. I know that event is supposed to pass. They are a local nonprofit. They do photos for for families where they have a dying child in the hospital. And so they are very excited to have their own space and do a ribbon cutting. They've come a long way since they were here when they presented. June 30th, Ignite Tampa Bay. I'm not sure how many presenters they have at this point. It's very fun, engaging night. Speakers get up there and they have their topic that they're speaking to. A few minutes, can't remember how long they have for each presentation, but it is a lot of fun. You get to learn about something you may not already be familiar with, or maybe something that interests you. If you go to their Facebook page or their website, Ignite Tampa Bay, you can get the details on that. July 11th to August 1st is Etsy Craft Entrepreneurship Program. It's a program that they run here at the greenhouse. It's been very engaging for anybody that's interested in doing Etsy. If you've thought about Etsy with a craft, if you know somebody who's an artist that wants to sell on Etsy, that program is very helpful in getting them there and learning how to use that to grow their sales. And with that, I get to turn it over to John Adams with BringHub. Thank you.
Hello. So, for BringHub is we're a monetization product for publishers. We have this little thing. BringHub is the leading in-content commerce solution. We're monetization and publishing networks is broken. Affiliate links throw people off of your sites very quickly. They're not qualified leads most of the time for retailers. Sponsored content, everyone knows what it is when they read it. They know it's just a way for publishers to get money. It's all about content right now. Everything's content. But if you see there's been a change in the trend, people care about user experience. People care about their consumers and how they want to interact. You want qualified leads coming to your, buying your products. You want to get, to keep your users on your publishing site, making them engage with your content, making them come back. And these strategies are what BringHub's target. What we allow you to do is to bring product discovery, bring lead generation, for any retailer directly into a publisher's network. In content, if you look traditionally, you look at a video, you're playing the video, you click a link and you're taken off the site, and now you're looking at a pair of shoes on Adidas. It's a foul experience. You're no longer watching the video. All the money put into that is kind of moot at this point. Instead, BringHub aims to be a disruptive force, and we're tracking pretty well. We allow the experience to stay in content. We have a few different products. Our primary products in Singapore. What this does is, without any interaction by the publisher other than dropping a small script into their CMS system, we can identify any affiliate links, we can identify any direct product links, and we can hijack them, or not hijack them. It's customizable. We're able to overlay call to actions to create shoppable videos. We're able to create marketplaces. We're able to create shoppable ads without any interaction from the publisher side. Smart cart, everything pivots into smart cart right now. And what it is it's hidden, it doesn't show up. You click any call to action, and suddenly it slides out. It's a non-invasive experience, and it allows you to do product research. It allows you to do cross-selling. We have a CPC model which allows retailers to target, based on the analytics we're gathering of the users, specific people that want to do specific things. Which leads me into the smart ad. The smart ad's pretty much the smart card in an ad format. We support expandable ads. We support static display network ads. We support double click for publisher ads. Things that are more interactive with real-time inventory, the ability to purchase directly in cart. And the cool thing is you can purchase a product or products from any retailers automatically without leaving the site. Video cart, same deal. There's been a huge push for buy buttons. You see Google offered YouTube's now shoppable. And what it means is, in YouTube, you can click a link, it takes you to another website. I don't think that's shoppable. That's not a shoppable video. Our implementation, you see the call to action, we have time-based cues. We're working with Univision, we're working with NBC Universal to create, identify the products in a video and allow the shopping experience to happen while you're watching it, or when you pause it, or when you finish the video. And it doesn't take you away from it, you're still watching the video. The final major project we have, and it takes a few different approaches, but it's the storefront. Since we're sitting here on your website, we can identify every affiliate link, any product you talk about, and we can curate this into a giant collection that's shoppable. You can create an easy shop this site page, drop a single div tag on the page, and you have a full e-commerce solution. The neat thing with this is, like for the Zoe Report, for example, when we launched with them, they didn't want every one of their pages to link out. They didn't want, to invoke the cart. They wanted to keep their experience, but they wanted another monetization approach. This grants them the ability to have a white labeled solution that's shoppable, that's not invasive, doesn't go in their content, doesn't feel like native advertising, and it's just pretty clean. And I think that's my time right now.
At what stage of development are you?
We're fully launched. We actually just recently launched on InStyle.com, which is a Time Inc. property. We've launched on some AOL properties, and currently in talks with Condé Nast and Hearst Publishing to launch across most of the network. Yes.
So the white labeling, the storefront thing, what does that cost? Like, what if I'm...
We have a tiered approach right now. We're still playing with the numbers, but honestly, I'm pushing it down low. We have a pretty big blogger, it used to be called World Curves. She just recently rebranded, and she's actually kind of pushing us forward, and we're seeing there's a lot of room there for it's a freebie. We're able to achieve through our CPC model and through affiliate links and just sharing affiliate commission quite a bit of money. So it's nothing. I mean, the white label approach, we have 3 different storefronts. Right now we have the article storefront, which takes your in-content articles, your OG image, if anyone's a Facebook guy, and summary, and can aggregate all the products together to create like shoppable posts that link back to your content. So your storefront can tie your e-commerce opportunities back to the articles that you're featured in, keep you in network, keep you on your page. Goodness, it's free. Yes.
How large is your team and where is everybody located?
Our business side and a couple API developers are in Los Angeles. We're about 20 total. We have 3 here in 3 developers in St. Petersburg, and we're looking at in the fall growing to about 12.
12 here? Or
12 here.
Great.
St. Pete is growing, and we like it here.
2 quick questions. One, do you provide video content or you just place video?
We work with whatever the video provider. We're starting to take an approach to look at it more just for advertisement, predominantly because there's so many video providers. But right now we support YouTube, Akamai, Vimeo. I mean, you pretty much name it, and we've come across it, and it works pretty well.
Just real quick, I just had this experience yesterday. I'm curious if this is what you're kind of with the white label. I was just looking at somebody's site that has office work. Clicked on a chair, and instead of staying on his site, it took me to that manufacturer.
Right.
This would keep it on his site.
Correct.
He needs you.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I love the idea. I think e-commerce is a growing channel for a lot of publishers. So I'm curious if you're concerned about the rise in ad blockers, and if so, what are you planning to do to help publishers do that?
The interesting thing with that is, you look at most ad blockers and they're targeting things that aren't chosen by click. I mean, it's the same thing with pop-up blockers. If you're driven by user action, which we are, we're not going to be invasive automatically, unless, smart ad, of course, we run that problem. So being distributed through Google's, Google's display network, we're just like any other ad in that aspect. The card itself, being driven by user action, being a sandbox iframe, we're pretty safe. Yes?
I was gonna say, so for a lot of people that don't understand that, that basically means that they're not gonna get any ads that pop up that are not consistent with their clicking and product or service.
Right.
Right.
Correct, and we're very similar to the affiliate model where you click the link, they rewrite the link, and it takes you to some Rakuten-based, link share thing. Yes?
You have, what does the user side of it look like? Do you provide analytics or anything for them to?
For the publisher?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a dashboard. It's pretty simple. We use a few different approaches to analytics. We do real-time app reducing through Mongo. We're feeding this through DynamoDB and Amazon, starting to put into Redshift, and now also utilizing Keen.io so we can create custom dashboards for, like executive dashboards for our consumers.
What's been the results so far?
I mean, we track well. We did not expect to be talking to the people we talked to and on their sites. We kind of thought we would crawl, walk, run, and suddenly one of our first publishers was Huffington Post. They wanted to run a native advertising campaign with doctors, and that was pretty scary.
So for the publisher, have they quantified any sort of benefit yet?
Yeah, I mean, we do commission splits. With moving towards the CPC model, we're now starting to cultivate our relationships with the retailers. So, gut feeling, they'll probably be a bit more lucrative versus taking a piece of a piece. But, I mean, the biggest problem we've been having is changing the customer expectations. People are used to clicking a link and going somewhere. We thought, oh great, everyone can just buy the stuff right here. Well, people don't want to impulse buy. So we're pivoted a little bit to more of a product discovery, research opportunity, providing qualified leads that are actually targetable by the retailer, by the brand, to drive that type of experience. And it seems to be working.
So for individuals with multiple businesses, do you build different platforms for each one, or how is that integrated?
So like a prime example, Bonnier Corporation, they own a lot of different things, Popular Science, Popular Photo, Savor, a bunch of Field and Stream. We have a contract with them now where we're rolling out across their sites. They have one primary site. Each site they drop one little JavaScript snippet on. It's segmented, but all rolls up to their corporate level.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
How did you end up coming to St. Petersburg? I mean, why is the St. Petersburg a development hub for BringHub? Because I assume a lot of the leadership and the sales are in New York and LA.
All of our sales are in New York. The founders all start off in LA. I worked with one of the founders previously at American Express, and we both hated it there. So we left there. His company got bought, and I went on to do other things. And we just always stayed in touch. We needed to make our first seed round, and I built out the dashboard and analytics and everything for it. And that's how it came to be.
I have a question. I'm in the publishing business, and I was wondering if you have a mechanism that you can print an online magazine, for example, that also would go to an offset printer, or is it two separate? I have several people looking for this thing, and I'm looking. I don't know if that really exists for that. I think it's two different things.
I mean, we could easily advertise, I don't know, our card and have QR code based stuff, but right now we're strictly staying digital,
No, I know you are, but I'm just wondering if you know in the space, because other people have probably asked for something like that, because those magazines print a hard copy.
Right, I mean, for the magazines are still making so much money just through ad placement, you know, buying a page, buying half a page. Most of our publishers, they're not worried about finding ways of monetizing those magazines. They're trying to find ways of keeping people interested in their content and not on Facebook, not going through Apple News, and to make money doing that. That's kind of what we're doing.
Have you stumbled across any editorial issues or anything within the site's ethics department or things like that?
Well, I mean, we're pretty good. Only issues we ever have are, you know, people want their privacy statements, and we don't do anything that's personally identifiable. You know, we identify trends based on what you're doing, not who you are necessarily. And no one's really had any problems. And we, you know, we went through the ringer with Time Inc. because they had some things they're worried about.
If you're a publisher website and you have affiliate links from, say, like 3 separate commerce stores, and this is besides that, sort of related to, we're working with like PayPal and different commerce platforms. One of the issues that we run into is handling, you know, let's say I put all 3 products in the cart. What's the user experience like handling separate transactions, and how do you connect into third-party commerce?
So there's a couple things great. I'm going to pivot on that a little bit. Identify the big problem. I have 3 affiliate networks. You have to use 3 different Chrome plugins or something to create these links. First off, we can affiliatize them for you. We have partnerships with Commission Junction, Rakuten, eBay, and Amazon, right? We go through this stuff, it works well. What's interesting with us is we have an automatic buying platform. So regardless of how many products from whatever retailers you want you add to your cart, we can procure them, purchase them for you on behalf of, you know, on your behalf at the merchant sites. The interesting thing is, previously universal shopping carts have really created a bad name because they became the merchant of record.
Right.
With us, merchant is the merchant of record. Everything gets piped right through. I mean, we can get into the details with Docker containers and whatnot, and how nothing gets really written to the disk, but that's what we're doing.
Does your application have the ability to comparison shop? And by way of example, if I'm reading an article on a new Nike running shoe, and I'm really interested in that running shoe, but I want to see how much it costs at Amazon.com, shoe.com, 6 p.m., is there a way I can see where that specific model of shoe, you know, where I can get a best price on it and then drop that into the cart? Or and who would set the retailer for that article, for that product? Who would determine where you get directed to for purchase?
So, short answer, yes, we can. Long answer, the publishers have affiliate relationships most of the time, and they want it to do a certain person where they're getting the best percent. Now, what we found is if it's out of stock and we can still get them some affiliate revenue, they're more than willing to let that happen. So we do have an aspect of the application that allows us to do it. We haven't fully implemented it yet, but all the pieces are there.
As a tiny little additional revenue stream, can you make a non-invasive way for a content provider, a newspaper or something, to online charge you a small amount of money for a single article, rather than those kind of invasive ways that a newspaper or something like that attempts to force you into submission?
Yeah. There's definitely the opportunity. It would just, you know, it's not something we've looked at, to be fair, but it's, I mean, there's certainly the opportunity to do it.
And just like, you know, think about the Safety Time, Tampa Bay Times, something like that. They probably wouldn't use your product as it is now because they don't want to be associated with selling. Right. But they are in desperate need to monetize, presumably, their stuff. So, you know, you hit your 5 articles or 10 articles per month limit, and then, you know, probably not going to pay $9.99 a month or whatever for access, but if I really want to read this article, I might pay a quarter or something like that. It seems like your system is kind of already integrated to be able to take that money.
Yeah, we certainly could, that would be a problem.
So right now, it looks like you're working with content publishers to create a retail experience.
Correct.
Have you thought about working with retailers who are struggling to create content? Because what you're essentially doing is mapping content to product.
Right.
A lot of times, retailers sell similar sort of things. So in a way of like supporting the publishers incrementally, is there a way to work with retailers who are interested in augmenting their retail experience with content that's similar to?
There, we haven't exactly done that. I mean, we chose publishers first because we knew we needed to pick one or the other. There are other people in the space that have tried to create similar things and have gotten very little traction, and most of them focused on retailer first. We're now, with our CPC model, starting to get more into growing our retailer relationships, and that's probably something that will pop up. What's interesting is with our whole storefront approach, we could easily create a storefront or a white label e-commerce solution driven directly off of a certain product category, product brand, and have it linked to content or bring that content into the experience.
And you're sort of backing your way into a map between content and retail. You can almost stand up a content platform with, just depends on how you want to showcase the content.
Right.
Are there any competitors out there? Are there any other companies trying to do this? And is this something that Amazon would ever be able to develop?
I mean, Amazon certainly could. There's two tabs. There's Cosmic Card. There's a lot of the Cosmic Card recently got purchased by an affiliate network, Pop Sugar, I think it was, and there's the opportunity for people to do it. The biggest thing that we've seen is, everyone's focusing still on either linking out all the time, not providing any good data for the publisher nor the retailer, or they're trying to be the merchant of record. And I mean, Net-a-Porter, for example, we are the only shopping cart approved by them. Because we let them keep the money. I mean, they are the merchant.
Okay, so John, I'm not a techie and I don't necessarily understand all of this, but I like to shop online. So, what would BringHub do for my experience and how would it interact with me?
So the biggest thing for you, like, say you, we're starting to see a big thing in celebrity lifestyle. We're starting to track, Lady Gossip, Radar Online, things like that. We're launching shopping carts. And say you decide you want to replicate this look. You want this pair of shoes and this pair of pants and this beautiful hat style. You click on this picture, you see all three. One's from retail, one's from Macy's, one's from Nordstrom, and one's from Zappos. Currently, you want to buy all three or two of them, whatnot. You have to go through 3 disjoint checkout experiences, and that's horrible. I mean, it's a bad experience. That's why Amazon's great. I can buy almost anything there, right, with one transaction. With us, it doesn't matter where the retailers are. It doesn't matter who they are. You add 10 items from 10 different retailers. You check out once. You get the emails from the retailers. You do get 10, but that's because we don't want to be the merchant of record. You get an email from us saying, yep, all 10 of your transactions are done, you're good. Or you can get 9 of them are done, and we're going to reach out to you about Macy's because Macy's is down or something. That's that.
So would you have to store all my logins to the different accounts, or I just have one account with BringHub?
So that's a good question. Right now you'd have one account with BringHub. It would be disjoint from any accounts you have existing, but we're adding in the ability, people, like our consumers have asked for, I want to be able to store my logins in like a wallet so I can get my reward points or whatnot. We're starting to support that. That's kind of in our Q4.
With that example, like you look at Lady Gaga, she's got on this outfit. Her dress didn't actually come from Nordstrom's. It came from Vera Wang,
right.
Who designed the dress for Nordstrom.
Yep.
You see, so when did he? And then there's this 50% margin in there between those two. And so wouldn't Vera Wang be your better target customer? Because she's the manufacturer. And for her to sell to the retailer, for one, there's such a loss. There's such a gap in that. And so I'm just thinking, those would be the people who would make the most money. There's more margin available to them.
You're right. So you have a couple of things. With the brands, a lot of the time, they don't have a direct or a viable experience. You know, Vera Wang is probably different, but a lot of them don't sell direct because they don't want to manage the distribution. They don't want to manage all this. They go through other distributors. We can support both. I mean, we have brand like J. Crew, for example, or you go through H&M. You know, they make their own stuff. They only sell direct. They don't have an affiliate network. We support them directly. It's really we aren't tied to a retailer or brand. We're tied to anything that's
But
transactional.
sometimes the celebrity is.
That doesn't really matter.
Well, it does actually for them. Because they can't
honestly-
be selling Nordstrom if they're actually at the contract.
But see, we're not selling to the celebrity. We're selling to, let's look at Lady Gossip, for example, where it's featuring all these celebrities that, this is what the celebrity's wearing. What we've also found is nobody wants to buy a $30,000 dress online. But what they do like is that look. So we've actually implemented it with our celebrity storefront, the ability to say similar products from $9.99. And we've seen a lot more traction there. And that's a manually curated approach. But yeah, we don't have direct sponsorship from Lady Gaga, and we don't know where to get that sweet swan thing that she wore that one time. So like,
Actually, I can fill this.
I tried. Those things are fast. But yes.
How does BringHub make money then?
We do affiliate commission splits. We have, for our enterprise customers, they pay us, to even use our product. And then from a CPC model, retailers pay for bidding on call to actions and targeted marketing.
Okay, I was going to ask you a question that Sean wants to ask you.
How can we as a community help you grow it?
The biggest thing is, St. Pete's awesome. Finding, we're looking for our next place to live. Right now we're in the LabCorp building. We're on 600 block. We're just, in the next couple of months we're looking to find a little bigger place, but with the opportunity to grow. And then, like this fine gentleman over here, we're going to be looking for talent. Our growth means we need to find the right people that are hungry to build something cool, that want to stay in St. Pete because St. Pete's awesome and we should all stay in St. Pete. And, yeah.
Thank you, John. That was awesome. 2 great presentations today. I appreciate that. If you or someone you love would be great up here presenting what they're building, they can go online to 1millioncups.com/St. Pete, click request to present, you get a short form, the information comes to us, then we reach out to you to schedule you to present. If you know somebody who would be a great audience member who is curious about these things, the good news is you don't have to log on to anything. Just show up Wednesday mornings, 9 o'clock. The worst that will happen to them is they will get a delicious free cup of coffee. For more information, please sign up for our email. We will get you videos that Lex is shooting so you can relive the great moments up here. Calls to action, how to contact all our presenters, information about the events. And that's it. Please, there's plenty more coffee left. Enjoy. Have a great day.